Dr. Anita McLaughlin, a transformational counselor, mentor, chaplain, author, and entrepreneur, and you have just entered a diamond moment. Diamonds are produced through time, heat, and pressure. The cut, clarity, and size of the raw diamond determine its use. The use of the stone adds to its value. Life's diamonds are produced, processed, and valued the same way. This is a place to unlock and process the challenges of your life. We're going to ascribe value, determine worth, and put these valuable lessons to work so that you can fulfill your destiny. I mentioned to you before, if you haven't joined me there, I invite you wholeheartedly to do so. But I am a mentor on a new platform called Wisdom. Wisdom enables you to ask me questions that I actually answer. I've answered thus far all of the questions that I've been asked. And many times it's points of clarification for maybe other things that have been said or statements that have been made. Today I wanted to share with you two of those questions or the answers that I gave. If you've been with me any time, you know that I always say becoming is a process, and a process has stages. So one of the members on Wisdom asked me a question about process. Another asked me a very honest question about journaling. And when we line that up with the issues that we've spoken about in the past, the way that we think, determining what occurs in our lives, I wanted to do a little bit of clarification so that we're not going away with the wrong perception that could be brought about in these two issues. So again, becoming is a process, and a process has stages. Craig asked about how important the process was. And part of the answer that I gave him was something along these lines that process develops confidence. We know that you need to know that you know that you know in order to walk forward confidently into anything in your life. Process moves us through our personal experiences, and in so doing, we learn what we couldn't learn another way. So many times people come to me and they ask me, how could this thing that's so devastating have actually been something that I can turn into a diamond? And it comes through this process. I shared with Craig that we have to crawl before we walk. We have to walk before we run, and we have to develop the skills of running before we can win Olympic gold. There's a process that takes place in all of those developmental phases, and in so doing, we gain the confidence to know by the time you enter those starting blocks for that Olympic run, you do know how to balance yourself. You do know how to walk. You've gained the stamina that you need in order to run whatever the distance is of that race. So you have gained personal experience, and within that personal experience, you now have confidence. I shared with Craig that, there are people that don't need any of those phases. They were born able to do, be, and achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve. The difficulty is this: they don't have the confidence. They may not have gained the skill set for the finesse that it takes to stand in that particular situation. So even if you were naturally gifted, you don't need any assistance in achieving your goal. What you don't have is the confidence that process produces. Once we're able to overcome challenges, it becomes a repeat. So you see the same challenge wrapped in a different jacket. They're not all new. And that process helps you in overcoming each individual challenge to gain an experience level that allows you to recognize something that's coming at you, same issue, same thing, but maybe with a different pair of shoes on. We also learn in that process of developing our confidence through personal experiences that we've also gained a level of respect from the peers around us. There's sometimes that we're held back simply because those that have watched us do not support us because they have seen the rough side of things. So we also have to develop an outside peer group in order to support us in the things that we want to do. You can't live your entire life off of your Facebook group. You actually do have to expand beyond those people in order to achieve your goals in some cases. When we're talking about developing confidence, we also have to understand that it can't be bought. You can't work off of the wealth of a parent or nepotism that your uncle, your brother, your cousin, your dad was in a position and therefore you have the position. So process is one of those foundational bases for self-actualization, which we spoke about before. And until a process is completed, we won't be able to take advantage of the open doors, the possibilities that come before us. We'll either hedge, pull back because we're unsure, or we'll go in so headstrong that, like the bull in the china closet, we destroy what we wanted to simply touch and handle. Process is very important. Process develops confidence through the personal experiences that we are able to gain in that process. Another one of the listeners on Wisdom asked me, her name was Jen, and I thanked her for this very honest question, because so many times people have a question and never ask it. So therefore, one question is representative of many others who just did not speak up in that particular situation. But she asked me a question about journaling, and she admitted she'd never journaled before. I gave her an answer, but I do want to expound on that. Journaling is personal. Journaling is a very personal journey within yourself. Journaling can be used for daily thoughts, and I know most of you or some of you already know this, but for those who don't, bear with me. You can use it for your daily thoughts. Some people used to call it their diary. Journaling can also be used in order to make specific plans. I tend to focus on challenging the limiting ideas that we have within ourselves, the things that are holding us back from accomplishing the goals that we'd like to accomplish. And it's necessary to be very, very honest in your journaling. You cannot propagate a fictitious view of yourself and think that you're going to come out with anything real. So we're challenging limiting ideas. We're allowing ourselves to get our thoughts outside of our head and onto a piece of paper. That piece of paper, if we're honest with ourselves, can allow us to really critically evaluate the way that we think. If we're really willing to make some changes in our lives, we can use that information to say, wow, I didn't know I was thinking that way. I didn't realize that's what was in my heart. Because hopefully you're journaling not from head knowledge, but from heart. You're able to see the areas in which you've been hurt, disappointed, the areas that you feel may be betrayed, and areas where you can actually see that you may need additional growth and development in order to reach your goals. So being able to utilize this journaling process to help you in the stages of becoming is really vital, particularly if you don't have a group around you that you can just talk to, that you can be honest with, or that will be honest with you. You know, we see many times celebrities in the news and they have harmed themselves, and sometimes it's simply because they don't have anyone around them that they can be honest with and that will be honest with them. So sometimes, as I've told you before, if you're looking for a helping hand, you have to look on the end of your arm. Sometimes you have to be your own best friend. Sometimes you have to come apart from those that are around you and take a moment to catch your breath and to deal with whatever it is that's actually bothering you. As I've also told you before, Scripture says that all their lives they were subject again to bondage to the fear of death. And we talked about that not necessarily being the loss of your life, your physical life, but the loss of a dream, of a hope, of a desire, of a relationship, of an outcome, a goal. And so we have to be willing to examine those things which we feel we're afraid of losing in order to gain. He who loses his life will win it. So we're looking at journaling, and as I said, I'm very excited because I have developed a journaling plan that I'm still working through the part of the publishing process, but it will be out very shortly. I am also in the process of making videos so that we can go a little deeper and a little farther into what we've talked about in the past, the areas of perception modification, of challenging limiting ideas, of being able to see exactly what is causing us to maybe not make it as far in our goals as we'd like. What I also wanted to add to this about the journaling is we can't make anything happen. You can't power your way through the universe. There are issues and areas that you have to be ready for, that your opportunity comes like, as I've said, an automatic grocery store door. You walk up to it and it opens. It opens because you're at the right place at the right time in order to go in and get whatever it is that you need from within that store. So you have to be ready. Being ready is an ease. It's not a forceful pushing your way and making your way through. There is an ease in doing so. But you also have to be at a place of knowing, by listening to that inner voice within you, to know when to move and when to stop. Wait doesn't mean no, it just means wait. And in so doing, you're able to accomplish your goals, your dreams, and your desires. Working through that process helps you to eliminate the clutter in your heart and in your mind, so that as you hear the leading of Spirit, Source, God, the Creator, you're able to move forward, not necessarily leaning on your thought life, but relying in your heart, in your gut, in that which moves you forward. So I hope this has been a help to you. Thank you for listening, and join me next time as we redefine the previous steps of your process. Never forget, becoming is a process. A process has stages. One small change changes everything. So invest in yourself. Please visit my website at www.DrAnitaMc.com. That's DrAnitaMc.com for links and additional information. And please rate the podcast if you're enjoying it.